Wait a second, people have already figured out the entire story and plot twist of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I don't know how fans are gonna feel about it, let me explain. So in the first trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, we are clearly shown and told that Peter's powers and DNA are mutating in a way that could be very dangerous, and we can see that he's losing control of his powers, which is making fans think we're gonna watch Peter mutate into Man-Spider in this film, potentially die, and get the symbiote. Let me break down this insane theory. I'm just gonna break down all these steps, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on if I think this is actually going to happen or not along the way. So first of all, they say it's clear his DNA is mutating due to all the different stress he's going through and prioritizing becoming Spider-Man instead of just Peter Parker. They show the shot of his eyes turning black here. Now, I do think this could be part of the mutation they talk about in the trailer, but I also think it's possible that this is something like Scorpion using his poison on Peter in the movie. Moving on, they talk about the scene where Peter wakes up in all these webs, saying his body subconsciously is creating its own webbing, indicating that his body is doing things on its own that he has no control of. And we will be coming back to this scene later because it's very important, but in this one all the way at the top here, they say, oh yeah, he has stronger organic webs that are capable of breaking a steel blade now. And a lot of people think this scene's actually edited to hide out his extra arms and mutation since he doesn't have his mask on here. So then by the third act of the movie, he ultimately gets consumed by this mutation and transforms into Man-Spider, which is where I start wondering, is this actually going to happen? Like, obviously the mutation is a huge part of the story, but I feel like this is a really risky move for Marvel to make. I feel like, yes, we're trying to age up and mature the Spider-Man trilogy and differentiate it from the first one, but I feel like this might be a step too far. There's still lots of young kids that really love Spider-Man. I feel like turning him into a literal monster might be a bit much. Like I said, this is only like half of the theory. It just keeps getting weirder, and that's even what they said. This is where the theory really amps up. Leaving one of them no choice, the Hulk or Punisher have to kill Spider-Man, who is now the Man-Spider, raging out of control. He just can't be stopped. And this is kind of where the theory is losing me, even though I do think it sounds incredibly cool. Again, I think it's just too much of a risk to take with the general audience that are just gonna not like this because it's too dark and weird. But they say that in the post-credit scene, they think the symbiote is going to crawl into Spider-Man's grave, and then this is going to revive him, and maybe that he's technically dead during the period of Avengers Doomsday and then is revived with the symbiote for Secret Wars. Now, my personal twist on this theory is that yes, we are actually going to be building up to Man-Spider, but we're not going to just have it all happen in Spider-Man Brand New Day. That would be way too much, way too fast. I think what's more realistic if we are going to do Man-Spider is that we build up to it through Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then it happens in Spider-Man 5 or 6, because we could be seeing a storyline in this movie where, yeah, he's really struggling, going through a lot in this film, but he kind of starts embracing these mutations of having the natural web shooting ability and becoming stronger, almost doing like a pseudo like symbiote storyline just without the symbiote itself. Because at the beginning of this movie, at least, it seems like he's going to be wanting to stop or reverse these mutations, and he goes to Bruce Banner and he's talking about it. But I think maybe things just become too much with all the different villains like Scorpion, the Hand, Boomerang, and countless others that he kind of gives in. He's like, I actually need this extra strength. I'm going to just let these mutations take full form, not trying to stop them. And then it just goes too far, and eventually he loses control and turns into Man-Spider, like I said, in the next film, potentially. Because even though, like I said, there are scenes in the trailer like this one of him fighting the Hand without his mask on that make it seem like, well, why wouldn't he have his mask? Maybe he is actually like a half mutated monster with 6 arms and stuff in this scene. But I feel like there's plenty of other ways you could explain away, like, oh, maybe the Hand are trying to find out his identity, and then like Punisher or Savage Hulk ends up killing them all, so they can't expose it anymore. Because I just can't imagine that they have him turn into Man-Spider and then kill him in this movie, or just leave him like this for the next Avengers film. I think they're gonna want just regular Peter Parker in Avengers Secret Wars, or possibly something everybody's just looking over. What if Peter simply just already has the symbiote in here, and instead of just showing us like the new black webbing and stuff, they either changed it for the trailer, or it's just slowly changing over time, and by the end of the film he's like, oh my god, this is what's been wrong with me, I just have the symbiote now. I bet you weren't expecting to get hit with a crazy plot twist in a theory video of all things, but you can't tell me it wouldn't kind of make sense if he just had the symbiote here and he was slowly changing over time and they kind of hid it in the trailers. Let me know in the comments below your theory. Do you think it's going to be Man-Spider, the symbiote, or something else? If you want to see my breakdown of the Spider-Man trailer, click the video at the top of the screen, or if you want to hear some Spider-Verse and Ghost Rider casting news, click the video at the bottom, and thank you so much for watching.